All right, everyone, we're back from our morning stand-ups. Our morning algorithms. What we're going to get started now with is our daily stand-ups. I've moved the Python installation to 2 this afternoon, so we'll just focus on stand-ups this morning, and in the afternoon, we won't even work on our stand-ups in the afternoon. We'll just do this Python installation in the afternoon. And that will be the last time we group up before we present tomorrow morning after our algorithm session. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. How we're going to do it today is we're going to split off into 2 groups. I'll have a group and Vincent will have a group. So we'll split it into half. And that way we can debug a little deeper and present a little longer, so we're not doing this all in one large group. Okay, so we'll go ahead and break out into groups now. Does anyone have any questions about what we're doing? Okay. So let me create the groups here. Oh, Vincent, you already opened up the rooms. Okay, so what we'll do then is I will go to my room and, well, actually what we can do, Vincent, if you want to go to your room and just move one half of the people here, just choose whoever randomly, half of the class, and the rest of us remaining will meet in my class.
Alrighty, I'll just grab top down.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we are resuming the recording. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're getting lag. If my voice starts to get a little too laggy, let me know, and I will try a new internet connection. I'll just connect. Oh, okay. It's not me. All right. So we have the recording started, so let's go. Alexi, you're up first.
All right, here we go. Okay. So it's my project. I'm getting really close on it. I got kind of everything I wanted to do, except I'm finishing this map thing, the API here for the map and the little logos, the 3 logos, which I already have everything lined up for it. So everything's in columns, everything's in rows. And so I'm working on this map API. I have the JavaScript that I'm working on right now for it, the styling. Yeah, so I just have a little bit of research to do for an API. Once I get that in, I get these 3 logos in, and then I'm working on just a back to the top button. And then all I'm gonna have to do is link these buttons, all these buttons to, yeah, which isn't that hard. I actually looked into it and it's very simple. Something I could do easily.
Are they
I did.
hard to see on your screen? They're like they don't.
They're not that hard to see on my screen. I know I've been, yeah. I don't know why it's doing that on Zoom, but I sent it the code to like a bunch of people and they're like, nope, it looks fine. It's just the screen. Something's happening with Zoom. Not my screen or their screens. They said it looks perfect. This is really easy to read. They said the pictures aren't as vibrant as they are in the yeah. So
Okay.
and there's a few little things that I want to work out, little tweaks, but fill out some of these, make it look professional, and maybe work a little bit more on my color scheme. I like it now that I added this little background to it, this like dark, like a light blue.
Yes.
These could get a little bigger though. I've been contemplating making these just a hair bigger. I am gonna post. I'm gonna post in the main chat. The GitHub page so everybody could take a look at it, and if they see something that they don't, like, or they think it's a little small or something, I could always go a little bigger.
Okay.
But yeah, centering issue that I have still, and I was doing a lot of research last night. I wasted a couple hours. I actually might show you guys, just maybe you guys could tell me what's happening. So when I inspect, um, let's see, like this one right here. So if you could see, this area right here is a little bit bigger, like right here, this area, this
Mhm.
blue, from this point to the padding is
Right.
bigger than this area to the padding here. It's
Okay.
all centered. I added a div around everything. Um, like here's this one's off as well. If you could see, it just
Mhm.
from this point to this point, it's a little bit bigger than from this point to this point. And what that does is when I go to my like, oh, that's new.
That was you getting that white area again.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with it a little bit, but what's happening is it's off just a little bit. So this is probably what's causing this white right now. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
because the
and
minimum
then
size for that is not fitting within
yeah, yeah. So I'm
the
gonna have to make this shrinkable, and these I want this one to go underneath this one, and uh, which I thought I had it pretty close. I messed with some stuff yesterday and this morning, and now I feel like I made it worse. So, um, but I had it pretty close. To when I was responsive, I had it pretty much. Yeah, I think it's the calculator right now. I messed with some of the layout issues with the calculator, so I think that's what's happening.
I
But
see.
that's going to be a pretty easy fix, because this is what it's going to kind of look like right here when and then this, I just put this in. So I tried doing a in my code, I was doing the divs, and I was, because I wanted, um if you look at it right here, I want these icons to be 1, 2, and 3 right next to it. So what I did was, but when I just add 3 columns, it gives it the, how it just gives it equal amounts. So I made this one a 5, this one a 5, and this one a 2, which equals this to 12. But when I scale it, it like it squishes them together, and it's still telling you like, hey, it's not going underneath it. But I still kind of, so I'm gonna have to work with
Are they both in
margins.
a row? Are they both
They're all 3 in a row. They're all 3 in one row. So if we inspect it right,
so you need to make the column to be full width. So if it's a row, see that map square is its own column and the lorem ipsum on the left of it is its own column.
yeah,
To
yeah.
say make that column 12 when the screen is small. Do you remember how to do that?
No, I'll have to watch the video again. I know Narciso like explained it so well. I went and looked at this, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is how we do columns, and it was really easy to understand. So I'll
Yeah.
probably just, yeah, yeah.
Look at the way Nicholas typed it. Call SM12.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep. I remember that, like that. So like I said to you yesterday, I'm trying things in with Bootstrap now, so I'm trying to be more less all this crap right here. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
push everything into CSS, but for, this is all really new to me, so I'm gonna have to mess with that, like call SM12. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Nicholas. Yeah. Today I should have almost everything wrapped up. Like
Hmm.
the API, I have everything done already. My locations in my code, so I
Right.
have all my my latitude and longitudes marked off. I have everything linked. I have the zoom. I have the center location. Um, the only thing is I need to now link the API
Okay.
and with JSON and all that. So I'm actually watching a video how to do it on their Google thing page. So I got to just get a key, I guess, for Google APIs. You need a key, and yeah,
Yep.
and this thing will be, and then I just, like I said, last little thing on the very bottom is the back to top button. It's going to take you all the way to the top. Gallery is going to take you to gallery. Um, you know, everything that just get a quote will be kind of maybe here or maybe even a link to another page or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
When
feel
you were
like
scrolling not too long ago, somehow the color of the background blue, it went to a darker color, and so I could see what it was actually
yeah.
on yours. Somehow it shifted. But what I would like you to do is to test those colors, the color contrast tool. So take the dark text color that you have contrasted with the light blue background and
Okay.
see what kind of color contrast score you get. Do you remember
Okay.
that access to that tool?
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, let me link that for you.
Yeah, if you could link it for me, I'll check it out.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, I sent this one. I think Ben took a look at it. Isaiah as well, and they said it looks good. It was just I don't know why. I don't know why Zoom does this.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
a mystery. I'll link the keep an eye on the chat. I'll have a link for you in just a minute.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
Yep.
Lexi. Next up we have True.
Hey, so I'm still running like kind of behind. I have like I was trying to utilize my time as best as I could last night. But I have my what's it called? I just have my
Wireframe.
my portfolio wireframe. I was going to like hopefully I could get my MVP for my projects like able to present, but I'll just share my screen and show you what I have. You guys see this right here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so like as far as my like portfolio went, let me like, zoom out of this really quick. I just used this to kind of as a placeholder to show that it was all in one page because that's what I want to do for mine. But
Okay. That's perfect. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
zooming out a bit, let's move over like this. I had like an idea for my project, but I was kind of struggling figuring out how I was going to implement some of the functionality tools for that because or some of the features is my idea is like kind of creating like I so just like a little bit of context. My older sibling has a lot of dietary restrictions, so it's always difficult finding restaurants around the area that she's able to eat at. So I was thinking of an idea of determining like local restaurants around specific areas that would have specific accommodations by identifying like reviews or ratings from the businesses or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which like the end goal would be to like identify those through the other apps that have those reviews and ratings. But in the meantime, just like identifying through like a map and then a search bar or like kind of like just define like what kind of dietary restrictions you have and then like which restaurants are available within the area.
Mm-hmm.
So as far that's kind of what I have so far, and then like the rest of this being my portfolio.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. This is a great wireframe. How much do you think you can get done today before you present tomorrow?
Hopefully, in all honesty, I feel like I can make these 4 pages. Like,
Yeah, right? I mean, this is no harder
these.
than the test. You have more than 5 hours today.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I just added little comedy for me. I needed some to establish like a timeline for my progress, get some feedback. Also, I was joking around. Obviously, I'm not going to do this, but like little interactive games for different features to add in there. But it was basing that off of some dad jokes. Besides the point.
Okay. All right. So you want to
Then
make the same app Narciso made?
exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Awesome. It's looking good. I totally believe in you. You can do this before tomorrow's presentation. So yeah, you've got it.
Cool. Thanks.
I was gonna say fly, but you're not going. Yancey, you're up.
Uh, there we go.
Nice.
Try to get this out. All right. So the same as before.
Can you show, is this the mobile view that we're seeing?
Yes, I
Okay.
don't have the website view. This is all I have right now. So
Okay.
like, what is it? Oh no, come on. I've still not set it up. I just been focusing on mobile.
Okay.
And then all I did was find images for these. And
I think you should somehow make them fit a little bit better in there. Yeah, you can make them smaller because they're a little too stretched out.
yeah, I was gonna fix that. I did this morning.
It looks good though, and I like the CSS, how you move your mouse around in there and the dots are appearing.
Yeah, I realized that I had a pointer to change the mouse. I realized it's gonna be a phone, so it won't really do anything for the pop-up, but it pops
You're
up in the
right.
back.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
And
This
then
is really creative.
then I have contacts. Need to probably add a form for to pop up here because it doesn't really gives me blank. For that, I put my email there, but then I'm not sure if I fixed that. And then for this one, it takes me to my GitHub after a while.
Okay. For the email, I sent Aaron. I would check in with Aaron because I sent him some code to test to see if we can get that working. The email, send an email from the page. So we'll check in with that later. And then, all right, continue.
And then the rest is just fill these in. That's it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's a really simple design, but it's really it pulls you in. So very unique.
Thank you. I thought it was too basic after a while.
No, it's great. Yep. All right, Shakira, you're up.
Okay. So I really still just trying to get my project page right. I was just playing around with the resume page, just kind of the layout to see what I might want to do, but this is kind of giving me a little bit of issues. It's responsive, but I can't get that to center over. And I didn't have as much space in between. And I tried playing with the column sizes, but it's still not.
Oh, I'll show you what it is. So squeeze it again.
Let me see. So it'll go over, but it's
so yeah, it'll go over, but what you need is when you go over, so go back.
Let me see. Okay.
I'm gonna annotate. So give me a second. Squeeze it, keep squeezing. Okay. All right. So you need a column here for your profile in the middle to be pushed to the middle.
Oh, okay.
And if it's a column, you can even put a column on the right. So when it's a small view, make this column appear, small column, but this column will take up that quarter of the page so that it's centered here in the middle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because right now I only got it in a row with 2 columns.
Yeah.
So yeah, I figured I might have to change my layout, but I was just playing around with it to see if I kind of like using the accordion from the resume part and building a card. My projects page still
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to explain a little more. So you have a row with 2 columns, right?
Yeah.
What you could do is add a column right before your profile picture that it's zero column width whenever it's any size but mobile. When you get to mobile, then you see it come into existence and it will push your profile picture to the right when you have that column there. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Oh yeah, no problem. And then my projects page, I kind of got all that like how I wanted, so that's fine. But this part right here,
Mhm.
they said I might need jQuery, but then I looked into it and they said I probably could use Bootstrap, like make this a button. So when you click on it, what I was really trying to get to happen, hold on, this bar is in the way. How do you move this? Okay. So what I want to happen when you click on it, I want this to pop up. I was just playing around with it. I got it the way I want to, except this right here. I don't know why it's doing that. I think I might have too many arrows on there. I may either just take them off.
So how do you
And-
make this pop up here when you click the button? Is it through it being a button or is it through the on click?
This is a button. So that's why I was saying like on my portfolio, I could probably make the image a button. So when you
Right.
click on it, it'll do the same thing. I was gonna try
Yes.
it out.
Yes, I think it's just through the on click that's on the button. So you can just take that on click and shift it to that card image.
Yeah, because this is Bootstrap built in though. So it's called the long form modal.
Yeah.
So they just gave me like a button and it's attached to the modal. So I was gonna try to find a way to, like I said, attach it to the card or the image so that it'll do the same thing on this page.
Yep.
And my contact page is basic. I'm trying to figure out how to get this to be completely centered. And my footer, I don't know how to get that. Is like
All
what
the
is
way
it?
at the bottom.
Yeah, it's sticky because like on some of my pages it keeps staying up to the top.
You remember how position fixed is fixed to the window.
Right.
So you can fix it to the window and say just from the bottom 5 pixels. But yeah, that's the answer for that, I guess. Fixed, position fixed.
What there's no way to like make it sticky in Bootstrap. I didn't really look into
Do you
it.
remember the difference between sticky, fixed, and absolute?
Yeah.
What was the difference between fixed and sticky?
Okay, so fixed makes it stay in one position, and sticky, like it'll make it stick to a certain, I guess, location.
No. So you have, I think would benefit you is go back to that position lecture and just see the difference there, because fixed is fixed to the browser window.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
Sticky is yeah, look it up. Oh, actually we didn't go over sticky.
so
we
like my nav bar kind of like is sticky, I guess, if I can make it scroll. No, it's not sticky, I guess, because if I scroll it, it's gonna go away.
Yeah,
But
not
it was
use
sticky,
fixed.
like it would stay at the top, basically.
Yeah, you use that for the copyright section. You can use fixed.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it. I just still haven't found the colors and nothing like that because I'm still trying to get the functionality right. But that's it, really.
Nicholas, your question about the empty div, I'm not sure I understand that. Could you clarify?
You probably talking about for my resume page.
Right, I was just clarifying that that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I was just talking about on the where you're that part.
Yeah, it would have just been an empty div. Yeah, empty div
Okay.
with a certain column width that would push over her profile. How did you get the rest of it to center? Oh, you'll figure it out. I don't even need to bother with that. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah, the other ones I didn't do too much. They all just centered naturally, which is weird. That's why I thought that one was gonna do the same thing like this. I didn't have to do much to get it. It just did.
Did you set the column width to be the full width when you are small for those?
For the projects page, I set each div to yeah, column medium 6. And that was it. And they just kind of like went like
Medium
that.
6. Okay. And do you have that same thing for your profile? Column medium 6?
Yeah, for my resume page, I put the accordion in one column and I put the
The profile pic above.
yeah, the profile pic is in another column. So
Is
it's
that
like
does that say column medium 6? Does it take up the full width of the
when I put 6 on, I can show you what happens when I put 6. I think it starts to clip when I do the 6. So that's why I took it off. Let me see. So like when I bring it over. No, see, like, yeah, it pushes it out too far. But it was one of them I tried. I think it was 4 and 8, and it made it clip too much. Like when it got to this point, this was overlapping with that side.
No, it shouldn't be that way if they're evenly spaced in columns. So we can take a look at that later.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Shakira. Next
Welcome.
up is Laksh.
All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so today's plan is to finish the JavaScript HTML. I'm really struggling with this, the photos and the carousel. Every time I put a photo, here, let me show you guys real quick. So this is how my phone view turns out. I have a lot of stuff to fix. I have to space it out, put more photos and everything. But I'm really just struggling with my carousel. I've been trying to watch videos, try to get these buttons to work and the indicators to see which one we're on, because I'm planning on having a total of 3. So 1, 2, and 3 are all here. And then, but here it's only one carousel slider. And I'm trying to watch a YouTube video and try to get to that. But I'm just struggling a little bit with that. And if I keep struggling, I'm just probably going to reach out for help.
Okay.
And, but this carousel is what's taking up a lot of my time right now. And I'm trying to learn how to do it. But I'm probably going to give up and come ask you for help.
Okay. Yeah. Use the 20-minute rule for project week as well. So
Yeah,
it's really easy. I'd love to help you.
okay. And then also I've tried moving this to where the left one's here and the right one's here. But for some reason, the video that I'm watching, his arrows end up at the correct size they're supposed to be. But my arrows are just staying up here.
Yeah, in this case, what I'm seeing is that the image is so small. The image is actually there, but it's so small that the arrows are on the top left part of the screen. But we'll look into that later.
Okay, and then I need to space this out. I've like linked my experiences, and I just need to fix in the correct position that they're supposed to go in, and that's what I've gotten done so far. I'll probably be able to finish my HTML and everything today because I understand how to do that. It's just this part that's really kicking me right now.
Okay.
And I have the screen recording of the like my. So I was supposed to screen record like 2 or 3 lines of code, just me doing, just for like a quick demonstration. I have that done. I have the screenshots as well of what I want to put in the carousel. And I just want to finish everything up today and tonight, just add touches, make it look pretty, and present tomorrow.
Sounding good. All right. Nice. Thank you, Laksh.
Thank you.
Like your progress there. All right. Next up is Nicholas.
Okay. I didn't really do too much again. I'm not too sure what else I'm gonna do about this page. I just left this part at 100% because the view height was just messing up on mobile a lot. So
Okay.
I just left it at 100%. I tried looking up on how to get a working contact so that I can email me. But I didn't get it to work other than I saw most people using like a different website, like formsubmit.com or something.
Okay.
But I was trying to use it without it and I couldn't get it to work.
Did I think check with, did I send you the code or was it Aaron? Did I send the code to try to
I think you might have sent it to Aaron.
Okay, so I'll get it to you if you can't get it before I get it to you. Get it from Aaron.
Okay, sounds good. And then yeah, other than that, I just made this nav bar toggler thing functional. That's it.
Okay.
And
It's looking great.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of
That white.
Yeah. I've been messing around a lot with it and just like I can't get it out. So
One thing you could do to test it is to deploy it on GitHub pages and see if that white appears on
yeah,
your
I did.
Does it show on your
actually.
phone?
I didn't check it on my phone. I guess
send
I'll
the
check
link
it
to
later.
send the
Yeah.
link to yourself and then check it on your phone.
And then other than that, I started doing another wireframe for
Ooh, and check Mark's message. Maybe this is it. Same thing said. Okay, check that.
okay, let me see.
Have to set it to the body as well, HTML and the body. Wow.
Okay, I didn't set that to the body. I'll try that as well. Yeah, this one, I'm doing a wireframe for a dental clinic office, I guess. And I'm starting with the mobile first because last time on this one I didn't do mobile first and it was a really pain and big hassle to scale it down, I guess. So yeah, this is all I have for now. This is gonna be a carousel with all the services. I'm not sure if I'll put the button inside of the carousel or outside, but I'm thinking of these to be like a multi-page application. So I'll click and it'll go to a different index or
Okay.
like a different HTML file.
All right.
And yeah.
Okay. So what do you need to do to get to this final goal?
This part?
Yeah, like in general. So what's the missing part that you need? The carousel, the
Oh, I haven't built any of this yet.
okay.
So yeah. So tomorrow I pretty much only have like this to present. And I was thinking of doing all the HTML and everything else like in the upcoming week that we have off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounding good. Alrighty. Thank
Thanks.
you. And all right. So thank you, Nicholas. Next up we have Sylvia.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday I worked on the recent activity part and built and did all the cards. I was trying to get the button to work to click next, but I haven't figured that out yet. So I might just leave it as to like let people scroll instead of clicking to go next.
Oh, if you can get both, it'd be really nice though.
Okay, I'll figure that out today. And then I probably need to fix the
I think
spacing.
what you could do, sorry to interrupt, what you could do is make that arrow whenever it's clicked to scroll right. Somehow find a JavaScript thing to scroll right.
Okay.
That's all you need to do with your mouse, right? To see all the options.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you can find that.
And I need to fix the excuse me, sorry, and the spacing for the mobile view.
Okay.
Yeah. And add like little details too as well. And I'll be done after.
Okay. All right. It's really colorful, so it's looking good. And he changed it to noms, no longer.
Yeah, I didn't think that was I didn't really like the other one that much, the name.
Okay. Okay. Yep. I like noms. That's a good name. Shannon, you're up.
Okay. Okay. So this is what I have.
Nice.
I kind of been working on this last area. I want to put in like some reviews down there. I know last time we talked about changing up like the colors that I had to make it so it wasn't so dark, and then linking these to the different areas in the page. So I've done that so far. I just want to like change like the spacing of it.
Okay.
And finish like the bottom area with adding like my reviews.
It's looking great. I think could you scroll up? I have a couple recommendations if you're open here. Just a little padding for the blue below the links.
Okay.
A little bit of padding in this area too. The more padding you have, the more organized and structured it looks. Just, in general, it's just the more legitimate your website looks. And it's such a small detail to judge on, but that's how, whenever you go to a website and it looks like, okay, this is kind of sketchy, then that's how you know you may be on, not saying that yours looks like that, but just the finishing touches makes it look like, okay, this is really great. The other thing I'd recommend is how wide you have your nav bar compared to the content that you have inside the main area. See how it's that much smaller? I think just this much gap we could close to give it a, no, it's not so bad the way it is. I think that's the only recommendation I have then. Yeah. And then maybe just like a copyright tag at the bottom if you are doing this for a business that people are going to view.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Can you scroll down a little more? Oh, can you scroll up? Sorry, I just noticed something right before I said that. This area here, do you see how this contact us blends in with the white hairs of the dog behind it? It's kind of hard to see. So something there in the contrast is a little hard. Some padding between the words and the button, and make the button, I would say, a lot bigger. Okay. But it's looking good, Shannon. I'm sure your friend will be happy with you.
Thank you.
Okay. And sorry, I didn't ask. So what was the end of the day goals for today, Shannon?
Well, the changes that you mentioned, adding some of the reviews at the bottom and just kind of fine-tuning all together.
Okay, awesome. All right. All right, nice job, Shannon. And also, Sylvia, I forgot to say that as well. Ernest, you're up.
Okay. Oops, that's not it. Okay. So I was able to refine my search bar a bit so that it comes up with some more info on the bottom.
Wow, that's great.
Once I click that, a graph pops up, and that's what I've worked on so far.
Okay, that's also great, but it's hard to see because is it hard for anyone else, the color contrast? Is this a Zoom issue or is it your website?
No, yeah, it's I was working on this late at night, so I wanted it to be as dark as possible because my eyes were burning out. But yeah,
Okay,
but
that makes sense.
for the final website though, I'm gonna like restructure everything. This is basically just like a test platform for these two functions because I was trying to add them to my wireframe, but it was making it like a bit hard for me to see everything. So I just decided to plop them both here. And I still have to like change the x-axis for this graph.
Okay.
I want to add some more animations or stuff, but yeah, that's what I have for now.
It's really simple, but you can see a lot of work has been put into it. So we can't see it, but I understand it's because you're working late. You had to make it dark. Your eyes were burning. All right.
Yeah.
So you know the finishing touches you need to put to make it visible. And what else is the goal for by tomorrow?
I just want to just make it prettier, I guess.
Okay. So then, yeah, easy enough. Get some blue light glasses. That's why you see me wear some shades sometimes. Not because I'm trying to look cool, but the screen will burn your eyes, especially after years and years of doing the same thing every day. So, cool. All right. Thank you, Ernest.
Thank you.
Okay. Nice job, Ernest. Ryan, you're up.
Yeah. Hold on just a minute. All right, so I've changed the background GIF as you requested.
Thank you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so I basically started off by adding transitions to the file icons so that it catches the user's attention. And so I finally, so as I explained yesterday, I finally found a animation that actually animates the text line by line. So when I click on this, oh, shoot. Does that.
Okay, oh, nice. I see. Line by line.
And I also added additional text animations for the projects.
Oh, got a recommendation there. Can you go back?
Yeah.
Do you see how your text is pushing down your images? Why not
Yeah.
just have the images all the way at the bottom to begin with, so it doesn't look like.
Should I use position absolute? I mean, position fixed or something like that?
No, just add a. Okay, that's okay. Let me think. How would we do this? You set the width of the container holding the text to push that div holding the images all the way to the bottom, and you set that width in its preset, even though the text is filling it. Right now, the text is increasing the div size, but you should just have that div size already set to push the images down. Does that make sense?
Okay, I'll think. Yeah, I'll think about that later. Yeah. So for projects, when I click on the disk icon, it types up an explanation for what's going. What?
Oh, you should put a sign there that says "click me," something
Oh.
below the image in red text or something.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I spent way too much time last night trying to design the pie chart, and I used AM chart for this. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm not sure if it was really worth the time.
I don't know, but it's interesting. So, I mean, it shows off your skills. It does. Like if someone happens to visit your website, they're like, "Oh, did Ryan build this?" Yeah. Well, yeah. You
Really,
figured
I
out.
actually borrowed a lot from this. I actually borrowed a lot from AM chart, but yeah, my biggest issue with this is I'm trying to figure out how to change the text color so I don't have to use this light green background. So yeah.
Mhm. Any recommendations, anyone? I mean, it is visible. Use a color contrast tool to test to see what. I mean, to me, it's visible.
Yeah.
But to someone else, it might not be. So use the color contrast website. Do you have a?
I think what was it called? Cooler or something like that?
Yep, it's it's in the chat. It's
Yeah, I think I can just.
I relinked it.
Okay.
If it's not passing, what you can do is set a div to be a different background color for that text.
Mhm.
Or you can just make that text a different font, make it bolder, bigger. You have plenty of options there. It's not just like, oh, pick colors. You have plenty of ways of getting around bad contrast.
Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, so that's all I have so far. And I'm just trying to figure out what I can expand on this portfolio, given that it's pretty minimal compared to other people's portfolios.
Okay. Another thing I'd recommend, it looks like you got that new GIF working, but it's tiling across. It's like one GIF that is like.
Yeah, it keeps repeating itself. Not sure what I can do to.
Yeah, how did you set the background to be that GIF? Let's see that area.
I just set it up. I just used the URL. So I just attached the background URL into the body.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking for I have it here. You just say no repeat. There's a rule that you say no repeat tile or centered to stretch across. And that GIF may not be it's like it may not be high def enough to be the whole screen, and you'll notice right away. So
Okay.
background image. Let me see.
So are you guys seeing it, or are you guys seeing the VS Code, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm digging up the code here. 1 second. So what you want to add is background Let me see here. Okay, so after a rule, after you add there, say background repeat, background dash repeat. No, you spelled it wrong.
Yeah, dash repeats.
No dash repeat.
Okay, so oh,
What does it look like now?
oh, now it's not encompassing the body for whatever reason.
Okay, and we can fix that and work on that on our own time. So drop by my room, but
Okay.
this is the first step.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Ryan. We have 2 left on our list. Kyle.
All right, all right. And pretty much I am viewing this as a final rough draft because when I inspect it and go into mobile, it doesn't work because I was battling margins and all that fun stuff. Parts of it work, but anyway, I was figuring that out. So pretty much for tomorrow, I'm kind of at where I want to be for this one. Because I got, I got the, let me turn this off. I got some of the features working where I can get a text holder placement, and that's in there. I got the 3 placeholders for where projects are going to go if this is going to be the way it goes. I got the click parts to go down to the different parts. I got the different things. The only thing is potentially linking these to actual things instead of just having buttons that go nowhere. But realistically, right now, I'm actually remaking mine. So this is kind of like my final rough draft before I go back and start from the beginning and really get the bootstrap to start putting it more into a condensed form compared to just having it on the desktop looking okay in this one screen.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you change the screen, it really starts going weird. So
Okay.
I wanted to make sure at least I hit some MVP parts, but like I said, I'd really want to go back and actually get it onto a mobile form first.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can you scroll up a little bit? Okay. Did you use absolute or some sort of position rule to set that guy there, the little Yoda?
He's just in a bunch of rows and columns from what I remember.
Okay, because when you
So
scroll
I got
up,
a column.
when you
and then he's
scroll
just the
up,
guy that's
he
in square.
overlaps your nav bar. Can you scroll up a little bit more?
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. But I have
Yeah.
no idea how or why.
I think
I
that
have
has
it as
to
like
do.
a little opaque, but
Yeah, that has to do with the Z index or some sort of the Y index. So something in the styling for this section, and I guess you can drop in my room to see what that is. But something in the styling of that image, you have to play with the rules, comment them out, and put them back in to see if you can get rid of that effect. And I would make your text in check your the color contrast, because right now I'm seeing it's hard to read your nav bar with the grayish text in the white background.
oh, okay. It looks fine on mine, but yeah, definitely can double check. It's like I said, just kind of basic. I don't even think I put a theme on it.
Yeah, and I would
think it's
just
just gray, white,
extend it
black.
to be like this height at least.
I did have that, and yeah, part of it was when I saw that it was coming transparent. I was like, if I can shrink it down, then it's not as noticeable.
Maybe
right?
less
So-
visible. No, you can still see it. And so, all
okay,
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome, appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kyle. And last but not least, Mark. You there, Mark? Oh, I have nothing to present because I have to drive 1,000 miles between yesterday and today. I will work in the video menu when I get the chance. Also, I'm having issue with my images. My mic doesn't work. Okay. Okay. All right. So that ends our session. Thank you, Mark. Safe travels to you. what we'll do now is we'll close out the rooms. Let me just check in with Vincent's room. I'll be right back. I'm going to check in with Vincent. We're going to close out the rooms. I have some websites to recommend to you guys as well. So that's what I'm going to share when we group up. So stay here, hang out for just a minute. I'm going to just check with Vincent, see where he's at. And let's continue. Okay, so we've just finished our stand-ups. This afternoon, we're going to meet at 2 Mountain Time to do a lab session where we're installing Python. We'll split up into groups again and do our Python installation that way. It's less of a lecture, more of a installation tutorial. Okay, so we'll do that at 2 this afternoon. And I wanted to share some websites with you real quick before we close out this session. So let me do that real quick. This one here, in case you want to add some sort of transition to your page, there's CSS transitions, and you can test how they work here. So this is the CSS for this transition, and there's many more. You click here. This is this type of transition. So if you're interested in having some sort of feature like this on your page, I will link this page for you in the Discord. There's also background patterns that you can use. So imagine even if it's like a div background that you're putting another div on top of and you want to fill some white space, it's just CSS. It's not an image. So you can set the background rules here, make different spacing for what you're seeing. You can make a different color as well. Whatever, there, you can change the background color from white to blue. And then you have different color patterns that you can use and take the code for. Let's see, where's the code that they would set it back to white? I think it's somewhere here. Oh, I think you have to select it. Copy CSS code. So you just grab the code from here once you find the pattern you like. So I'll just throw this out there in case you guys are interested in these patterns. And that's about it. Okay, so I just wanted to you guys to consider some CSS styling. Oh, there's also borders as well. You can add some borders to your divs in case you need to see some styled borders. I think I have something here. Let's see. I'll just find it and link it in the Discord, okay? We had enough time together in this morning stand-up. So we will now open up our rooms. You guys can work on your projects. We have a lunch session, and then we'll meet again for Python this afternoon. Okay, so I'll go ahead and stop the recording.